currently we have only one example here, the Kali Linux, right? Before you install another virtual machine or add another virtual machine, you can go to your network here, network configuration in your VMM, your virtual work manager or virtual machine manager, not in the guest virtual machine. Okay, it's not guest, but it's a virtual machine manager itself or virtual box. So in the virtual box, they have two or three type of configuration here. For net, I just maintain the default configuration. For host only here, then to read customize the adapter manually. You can configure also adapter automatically. Depend. And then you can see here the HTTP server. The HTTP server will assign the range of IP. Similarly with your network class, right? You can assign the range of IP, how many IPs you want to assign for specific network. So similarly, like here in your adapter, you can add another adapter actually, but this one just let one adapter. So you enable one adapter for host only. When you enable it, you will be assigned the IP from the HTTP server. Example here, configure adapter automatically. So you will assign the address between the 192.168.56.101 until 256. Depend. If you want to limit it, you can limit. For example, here I just want to limit into 110. Okay, only 10 addresses available. Because for real implementation, you need to uh, limit some of the user. Because if not, unlimited user or too many users, the congestion will happen. The bandwidth will be uh, down degraded because many users attempt to use the network. Okay, example here, the DHCP server address start from 100. Done. Therefore, apply. So you have this. Then you need to download the virtual machine for this lab. You required to download Metasploitable 2 era. Metasploitable 2 here from from Rapid 7, Metasploitable 2. They have new one, Metasploitable 3, but you can use the Metasploitable 2. This Metasploitable virtual machine consider the vulnerable virtual machine where you can test, right, in your controlled environment. So when you download this, either from here or here, you will be downloading the .zip file. Take download, you will get the zip file. Okay. This is here. By default, the zip file. So this zip file. Inside the zip file, they have configure the pre-built Metasploitable image using Ubuntu image, lightweight image lah, right? It's not the GUI one, the lightweight image without GUI. That's why the size will about 800. So .vmdk, virtual machine, VMware, this, okay. For that part, you need to extract. For me, I extract it and already store here in my folder. Okay, next, what you need to do. So because this virtual machine is not created using specific VirtualBox image, you cannot directly open like what we have done in Kali Linux, right? But you need to create new, then name it For example, I name it as Metas, the one lah for my name, right? Then I want to put the file inside my folder here. Because I put everything inside my folder. Exploitable enough here, select the folder, and then the DOS in ISO no need because we did not use the ISO. If you're using the ISO, you need to install by yourself. But the OS edition, you can use Linux, okay? Oracle Linux or Ubuntu lah. You can put as Ubuntu lah. Just put Linux to PowerShell. OS version. Ubuntu. Actually, this is Ubuntu, lightweight Ubuntu lah. No UI. Okay. But the most importantly, you need to allocate this image. You use this image. No need to allocate, but you need to use the existing this image because when you download the image, they already install and save it as VMDK with VMware this image. So if the VirtualBox can support, then just add and attach it. By default, you see virtual size and the actual size. Let's choose this virtual. This one you can see for my colleague wrongly. This one Metasploit only 80. Metasploitable VMDK. One more time. Attach. Okay. Choose this. So you are editing Metasploitable VMDK. Let's mean you will use this virtual machine disk or VMware disk that contain the Metasploitable operating system, which actually created on top of Ubuntu. They are using Ubuntu, and then they can be exploitable, right? Vulnerable. Okay. So we didn't require to install. We didn't require to create virtual machine, virtual hard disk, and so on. Because we just use the existing virtual hard disk. Okay. What else? Finish. Should be like this, and then you can check. Rename again. For example, here I want to increase a bit the RAM. Although I think this one a lightweight, 2 gig enough. But for me, I just want to have extra processor and memory. Okay, no need to use copy. Just with the hard disk. Okay. Maybe you can try to start it because we are utilize the existing virtual machine disk, which actually store as VMware file. However, we are opening it, import into our Oracle VirtualBox. We can check the compatibility of it can be bring here or not. Because most important thing nowadays, between the product, actually the interoperability. It means that most of the product or solution that we develop, we need to consider about interoperability. That means your product can be operate, can be integrate, can be work together with other products as well. So that's why we require a good standard. Other than VMDK or VBox or VDI in format, normally virtual machine they are using OVA, Open Virtualization format. And then they also a certain format that we can export, so that when you export that particular format, you can use it in cloud environment. Okay. So we wait for the machine. You cannot. Okay. Try to restart. Terms should be not sure. Not big option. So you can check back. This is how we troubleshoot. Now pick. Yeah, I've accidentally clicked. Last time I tried without any configuration, but before can we run all the network we need to use to check. I forgot to change the post only. Just click it up. Okay. No, it cannot. Sure. Last time it's going to be connect. So try to settle up not the new one. Push existing machine. So make sure you configure expose on the adapter. Okay, this is actually what you should get. So if you need not want to have multiple, so you can remove. So I have here Metasploitable 2. Okay, for this one, Metasploitable 2, you can just log in MSF admin and MSF admin as well. Okay, so you unpack the folder. So after that, you can try to see what actually you required. Like for the lab 3, you can test the Windows, but this one we will install later. But for the web lab 4, all right. So this one, you need to take your Kali Linux IP and also Metasploit IP. Okay, Linux, Linux can use IPA, but this one you can use ifconfig because they're using different distro. 192, 168, 56, 110. Okay. This one for my Metasploitable 2. But for the Kali Linux, you need to take the IP as well. To write down the IP. Goes here. Italy. Right. So for your Kali, just look at your IP 109, 56, 49. Okay, just take the IP. Actually automatically assign the DHCP, mutual DHCP as well. And then you can try the connection. Connection. Okay, then pin, that means you can connect to the machine here. So it makes make that portable. So yeah, okay, I choose the one. This is not the one. This portable here. Okay, I need to put the one missing. Okay, similarly, we leave the that's portable. You can try between yes. So can pin. Okay, from here, what you need to do. So you check that. More. So meaning that we are connected. If the message here show you destination host unreachable. You need to troubleshoot, especially for the network. Is it you are in the same network? It's mean the network. If you're using NAT, both NAT lah. Basically using host only. And then we will explore by the Nmap or network mapper. This Nmap consider a building inspector. You want to check all the back doors or all the doors or here in the network environment, the ports, right? Which are open so that the window the door or the windows can be used by the attacker or the other people as well. Right? Basic scan. First, you just scan the top port. Very basic. So similarly, we will go to scan our metasploitable VM. Very basic. So by default, your metasploitable machine here open many ports, right? Many ports here. So that's why they call it metasploitable. This means they just open a common port so that you can try to exploit exploitable. Okay. All the port. So mostly they check more than common port 1,000, right? And you see here there are 97, 979, 77 closed TCP port, but there are some other open port. So you can see here the output, meaning the port they open TCP port lah, right? The numbers of port they open and the state is open. Also it's open lah. Listed here. The closed one did not mention. And then what type of services associated with that specific port, right? Common port FTP, SSH, FTP, Telnet, currently, if let's say you found your company still open it publicly, so better. Actually, they are very urgent to close the port because this port is not um, secure anymore, right? If you enable it inside, for example, only with your similar lab, maybe acceptable, but if you open it publicly, it's really dangerous. Okay, HTTP, normal, and others. You can try to find what other available one. Other than that, SQL and PostgreSQL, this is the database, right? Should be not also open publicly. Okay, and then try to scan specific port. If, for example, you already know what are the common target that you have. For example, the payload that you created mostly only target specific port. Then you can directly scan that specific port. This one, for example, for specific port related to web server, web services. Okay. And then is it that particular machine also allow SSH to configure the web server and whatsoever. So you can directly uh, scan specific port, there's mention type the ports. HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH. This is common port lah, right? And then the IP. For any vulnerability scanner or attack surface management, they also embed this kind of thing. There are some menu dashboard that you can choose, and then the report will be displayed accordingly. Right? Sorry. Okay. So, but when we scan the common port, you can see the SSH as well, right? HTTP and so on. But HTTPS is not listed as a common services. But here, you know already, HTTPS closed. That's why it cannot see, right? Maybe later you can open in the exploitable VM. Okay. So that's why it's not listed here. Because this actually close status close state close. That's why not display here. There are sometimes the printer port can become the entry point as well. The first one, we are scanning only the common port, right? But now we want to try to check all the ports, 65,000 something port. Can use and map like this. Similar. Put E to dash. Okay. Move. So it takes some time. Lah. If you are working directly to the host in the network, then it will be take some time as well. But this one we only scan internally, it should be more should be faster lah. That's why here you can see there are all 65,505 535 check, and then and with 30 most. This is close when open unknown. So later you can see IRC also enable, VNC enable, so what. So later you can try how to penetrate into the port, because common application they did not open directly the ports in the operating system inside. If they open the port, that operating system or the virtual machine that hosted the database server, maybe only specific server, right? Services database, only database. So they only can be connected through the application server or the front end. Okay. This one. And then we use different scan types. As we know, the TCP handshake, we have sync, act, and acknowledge. For example, you can use -ST for connect scan, TCP connect scan for full connection. This can be full connection. And then stat scan, where it's most popular. So meaning that when you scan the any solution, security solution, maybe a bit difficult to detect your scanning activity lah. It's still same output, and UDP scan, and then you can comparing the scan types and so on. Right, so this is for the Nmap scanning. Where you use for UDP, right? The output will be similar lah. Super. Okay. Okay. This is the UDP port commonly use. So then there are 3 UDP port services detected, but only one open. The domain SNMP close, this log also close. But sometimes if the server is monitored by the security solution, they will open this SNMP and also syslog for network management protocol, okay, simple network management protocol to collect the network information or network data, and then for syslog for the system log itself, what are the activities of or transaction of the servers or the machine, and send to the log collector where the SOC or the SIM, the SIM analyze any activities or malicious activity. Right. And later you can scan your, also comparing your scan. Method 1 use TCP connect, then SIM scan, and method 3 for fast but risky, where actually it can be detected. Okay, that's for network scanning. Then later the next part will go for ping sweep. Okay, continue back in another video.